Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the Sensor Pop channel for another video of the Mechanics Explain and Breakdown series, where I will be taking the decks that are coming out in Series 12, Vicious Rejuvenation, in January, that I will be taking them and breaking down the mechanics, the interactions between the card, and try to simplify and explain what each of them do. And for today, we will be taking a look at one of the most fan requested decks out there, for most fan requested character. It is gonna be Paikuhan, also known as Paikuhan. So right off the bat, I am going to be doing a summary of what this deck is trying to do. This deck itself is basically deck manipulation, trying to reduce the randomness of getting what you are going to be drawing into by making sure that you are able to take a look at the top cards of your deck and rearrange them so that when you draw, you make sure you draw into the cards that you want, which is a very underrated ability because it is not flashy, but reducing randomness and making sure the consistency goes up in your deck. It's a very strong ability not to be underestimated. So let's take a look at the leader himself. Alright, when he attacks, you take, instead of drawing one card, you take a look at the top two cards, you take one mono blue card, put it into your hands, the other card you put it on top of your deck, and after that you choose one card, like one Paikuhan card on your battle area, 3 or less, return it back into your hands. 4 or less, you get to awaken, untap one, draw one leader, flip it over. He does exactly the same thing when he attacks. When he attacks, you look at top two, pick one, put it into your hands and stuff like that. Also one Paikuhan 3 or less and return it back into your hands. However, with the additional ability that if you do that, you choose one of your opponent's battle card 3 or less and return it back into their hands also. And activate main, he gains ability, activate main once per turn. You take a look up to top 3 cards from your deck and then you rearrange them. Extremely powerful. It is very beneficial for you to make sure that the top card is some cards that you need, because this card, unlike this deck, unlike the red ones with some interactions with life, this deck itself has some interactions with the top card of your deck. So let us take a look at the Unison card, which is basically the helper to help your leader. Alright, so Frieza said a match made in heaven, and right off the bat you can see that he has Rejuvenate. So what is Rejuvenate? Basically the ability to gain 1 life. This is the new keyword skill that is coming out in set 12. Like I explained in the previous video, Rejuvenate has 2 layers, of course. The first layer, of course, is the primary cost, which basically says that, which is the same in all Rejuvenate skill, which is whichever card that you activate the Rejuvenate skill on. In this case, it is going to be the Unison card. You take a card underneath the Unison card and you discard it. If you don't have a card underneath Unison card or the card that you activate Rejuvenate, you cannot activate the skill, or the skill does not resolve. And there is going to be a secondary skill cost, which is basically whichever card that you activate. In this case, this is going to be the Unison card, and for here it is 4 markers. So 4 markers, 1 card underneath the Unison card, dump it, you take the top card of your deck and put it into your life, just like that. Alright, and once per turn, when a card in the battle area is returned to its owner's hands, doesn't matter if it's yours, if it's your opponent's, if that happens, your opponent you get to draw a card. But this is not a +1, you draw a card, but you have to choose 1 card from your hands and put it on top of your deck. Now you can see there is a lot of emphasis on manipulating what card it is on top of your deck. It is very important for you, maybe, that I would suggest, it is to know the difference between which card, know the timings and the sequence. When are you going to draw the card? When are you going to leave the card on top of the deck? It is very important for you to get this sequence right in this deck. And activate main, +1, you get to choose 1 battle cards in your hand, blue 1, energy cost of 1, and play it. Alright? So with that, I would say that the Unison card is not as integrated together with the leader as like red. With King Piccolo and with a launch, they both really have to work together. In this case, not really. The symbiosis is not so strong that both of them need each other to survive. This deck can be played perfectly without Frieza and Cell Unison card. Let's take a look at the battle cards and what are we dealing with. So the first one, it's gonna be a very powerful card. This is gonna be your Self-Awakener. When you play him, you draw a card and then you take a card from your life. Strong, very strong. However, this is not a +2. You have to take one card from your hands and put it back on top of your deck. You see the theme that is running here. They want to make sure that you know what card it is on top of your deck. And then when this card is removed from your battle area by a skill, it can be your skill, which is very, very convenient. You get to burst one, and when you burst one, if that card is a Vegeta card or a Son Goku card with an energy cost of 1, you can play them with their skills negated. And for the 3 cost, it is a very powerful card also because this is the bridge for you to bring out your boss monster. The boss monster is going to be Gogeta in this deck. So he is a blocker. However, if there is no Gogeta card in your battle area, if one card is bounced back into your hands, you can play him for free. And if he is being taken care of by your opponent's skill, you cannot bounce him back with a skill and activate it. It has to be your opponent's skill or being KO'd, which is convenient because he is a blocker. In your next main phase, you tap 2, and you know what's gonna happen. From your hands, you can play a Gogeta card with an energy cost of 5. Really good, very, very strong. The Gogeta card, if the Gogeta card, you have to have it in your hands. There's only one card that you really have to have it in your hands, which is the Gogeta 5-drop. However, if that is the case for this, that card is gonna come out with 3 energy no matter what. But this one, you can cheat it out for 2 energy, and then you can block and attack. Now we get to the 2 cards which are very, very, really good cards. The first one, it's gonna be Vegeta, Sentinel from Hell. The other one, it's gonna be Goku, Heavy Heater. Both of them cannot be hard cost for 1 energy. However, they have a very strong ability, which is if you discard this from your hands, you take a look up to top 5, you add either Paikuhan or a Mono Blue Saiyan card 5 or less, which you can bring your Gogeta into your hands that you need in your hands, and then you put the rest of the cards on top of your deck in any order. After that, take this card from your drop area and put it back on top of your deck. And at the end of activating this, you are sure that the top of your deck it's either a Vegeta or a Goku card. Both of them does the same. A very, very powerful 0 cost such ability to make sure that you get your cards that you need in your hands. Very, very powerful. So let's take a look at one of another very powerful cards, which is this West Galaxy Revival. It is also it's not so much as a searcher as much as helping you to fix your hands, because when you activate him for 1 energy, you draw 2 cards, and you know your leader, you look at up to top 2 and then you take 1 card and put it back into your hands. This one, you draw 2, pick 1 card from your hands and put it on top of your deck. Really, really powerful. But and then you untap once, so basically it is a 0 energy, not the end of the turn, immediately after you activate, but you cannot activate the skill for the entirety of your turn. But this is not the end. If it's in a drop area, what you can do is you send this card to your warp for 0 energy, you take the top card of your deck and put it under your unison card so that you can use Rejuvenate. So we are going to be talking about the battle, your game ender here, your boss monster, and you are not going to be, if you're a Gogeta fan, you're not going to be disappointed. So Gogeta, the Demon Destroyer, so barrier, double attack. So tap 3, instead of having 2 cards, so you can see here, you don't see Union, Fusion. The thing is, it's even better though, because you don't even need the cards in your hands. All you have to do is tap 3, go to your deck and find 1 blue Vegeta and 1 blue Goku with energy cost excuse me, with energy cost of 1, and put it into your drop area, and then you play him from your play this card from your hand. So you don't even need, with this amount of things that helps you to make sure that you have the cards that you need in your hands properly, you don't even need it. All you need them, it's in your deck, and then you can play this guy for 3 energy. And with Paikuhan, you can actually play him for 2 energy. And once per turn, you get to burst 1. This is when the top card of your deck is so important, because once you burst 1, he comes down into your drop area. That top card of the deck goes into your drop area, activate main. If that card is a Gogeta 8-drop, you get to evolve directly on top of it. So now let's take a look at the boss monster. Gogeta Godspeed Demonisher. This is gonna be an SR. Pretty sure this card might get a SPR. It's a SPR contender. Either you use the burst 1 activate main ability to play this guy, or you can evolve if it's in your hands and for some reason you don't want to put it back into your deck. There is also another way, which is for 2 costs, you can play it on top of a Gogeta 5 cost, and he is a double strike dual attack, and he has 2 auto ability which are very strong, once per turn. If this card is being played, or your opponent activates a battle card skill. What? Yes, it is. Every single time, once per turn, your opponent activates a battle card skill, or when he is being played, you choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle card and send it back into their hands. You get to draw a card. That's strong. And not just that, his second auto ability has the potential to win you the game just like that. If a double strike dual attacker that remove 2 cards from the battle area does not do the job for you, he has the Gogeta's Shine, which has a very powerful ability. If your leader card, it's a mono blue if you have 6 or fewer cards in your hands. Alright, at the end of your opponent's turn, they choose 3 cards in their hands, and the rest of the cards, they put it back. So, it is, you give your opponent one turn, their turn, to fix whatever it's happening, because this guy has no barrier, he has no deflect. You give your opponent 1 turn to their turn to fix this guy and take him out of the board, because if that is not going to be if they did manage to remove this guy from the board, and you have a battle card that is you know, what do you call that, if you have 6 or less cards in your hands, your opponent will discard until 3, which is basically GG over here. This is so much, I think this is what they are trying to fix with the Hero's Revive, because Hero Revive is just a little bit too powerful. This, it's a game ender, but not so much as a game ender, like directly as or leave a bad taste in the mouth, like being so random, right? Because Hero Revive, it's redraw 3 cards, which is basically random. Alright, so basically this is the deck itself. I hope you like it. I hope I managed to break Paikuhan down into a simpler form for you to understand. So basically, deck manipulation, that is the key, and to make sure that the Gogeta card is on top of the deck, so that when you evolve, you can cheat him out like really easily. Alright, so let me know if you like the deck, you find that this deck it's gonna be strong. If I missed something, please also let me know in the comment section. But also, are you excited for this deck? And if you're one of those person who will be picking up Paikuhan when it gets launched, because this is really a fan requested character, if you are someone who's gonna pick it up, let me know down in the comment section what are you most excited for playing this deck or playing the other decks. Alright, so guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next video. Alright, ciao, bye.